welcome back to my channel. My name is Healing Honey if it's your first time here. So today I want to share with you guys why someone liking you is not enough to be in a relationship. Okay, so this is a topic that I want to share because as I've grown on my journey, as I've matured, I look back at my past and I've learned to embody these lessons. Not to say that it's been easy, but I hope that this video can help somebody out there. I want to start by saying that all of us, every single human, we have this innate need to be loved and accepted, wanted, right? Everyone wants to be wanted, like wanted. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not too needy. But when we do not create standards, especially for a relationship, we can move from desperation. Just settle for less than we need to. And again, because we all have this desire to be loved, sometimes when we receive some form of love, attention, or someone likes you, they genuinely like you, we might think like, okay, well, that's it to be in a relationship. I like them, they like me, this is gonna work. But that's not always the case. And relationships are such a huge, huge deal. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life because your energies are going to merge. That person and you, these souls, they're gonna come together, not just through sex, but everyday life. It's like two lives merging into one. And so their habits, their attitude, their mindset, their behavior, their choices, their demeanor, it's all gonna merge into your life and affect you in a very real way. The same thing with you. So when we talk about self-love, it's about understanding your value. Besides someone liking you, what else matters before getting into a relationship? Drop me a comment, let me know. If you meet somebody new and you're vibing with them, they're vibing with you, besides how they look, besides the fact that you guys like each other, what else matters to you before you agree to be in a relationship? And one of the biggest mistakes I made in my past was just liking somebody, they liked me, and we moved forward. Not much else to it, just going with the flow, whatever, we'll see what happens. Big mistake. It's okay to have standards. It's actually very important. It's showing your self-respect, and self-love is so important too, because if you can't love yourself properly, if you don't know how to love yourself, how are you going to love someone else? Also, we can't get our validation from anyone else. It has to come from within. Relationships, they come, they go. Marriages, it's potentially, they can end or they can stay together, but guess what? You're born alone, you're gonna die alone. The love has to start from within. Now you have something to give someone else. And so there's a lot of people who think self-love is selfish. It's not. There's people who feel like, oh, if women have standards, they're being too picky. Oh, you have a long list of things. But it's taken me experience and a lot of heartache to learn these things. And so that's why I want to share them with you. Okay, so someone liking you is not enough to be in a relationship. You want to think to yourself, how do they treat you? How do they treat you? Sounds so simple, right? And I'm not talking about in the beginning of a relationship, because a lot of times people have a lot of sweet things to say. Oh, they're showing you their best side. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm in awe right now. But after a while, how do they treat you? Are they upfront with you and honest? As you're getting to know someone, ask them, like, where do you see this going? It doesn't mean you're clingy. It doesn't mean you're needy. It means that you're keeping it real with yourself and them. Can someone be upfront with you? Can they be honest? You guys, when I didn't ask any questions, like, you don't know who this other person is when you first get to know them. And so you want to allow people to reveal themselves to you, but also just be upfront. You be upfront, let them be upfront. And can they be? But it's so much better to ask than to be afraid to ask. Can you trust them? Someone liking you is not enough to be in a relationship. Can you trust them? If you can't trust them, You don't need to be in a relationship. Keep it as friends, keep it as acquaintances, because trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship. If it's iffy, if it's up and down, if one day they're in, one day they're out, that means you can't trust them. You can't rely on them. It's creating a shaky foundation that can crack and tumble and create so much disruption in your life, pain. And so trust is a huge deal. If they're hiding their phone from you, if you just have this feeling that something's off, you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. Are they willing to compromise? Because we're talking about two completely different souls coming together. There's gonna be some things that are not compatible. But if the love will trump that, if both parties are willing to compromise. They may do something that gets on your nerves. You might do something that they don't like, they're not with it. Can you compromise? Can you find common ground? This is a sign that a relationship can thrive, because you're gonna have to compromise in life in general, sacrifice. Who out here is gonna just not sacrifice? You're gonna have to sacrifice, you're gonna have to compromise. This matters in a relationship. If they are unwilling to compromise, if it's their way or the highway, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. Are they mature? Okay? If you're willing to risk it all, as far as like, oh, I don't care what happens, I've been there, whatever. But if you're looking for real love, you have to ask yourself, is this person mature enough to love me? Do I want to invest my heart into this relationship? Are they mature enough for it? Can they lead you? Because life is a constant manifestation of our thoughts and our behavior, our choices. We're constantly manifesting our life, whether we're aware of it or not. So do you want to roll through life with somebody who's like, can you trust their lead? Follow their lead, trust them. Can they lead you? Someone liking you is not enough to be in a relationship. Do you trust them with your life? That's what it comes down to for a relationship. Do your values align? Let me say it again. Do your values align? Do your values align? Maybe they're into polygamy. Maybe they're highly religious. Maybe they want to live off grid. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, but what are your values? Maybe you're okay with whatever, X, Y, or Z. Maybe you want to go off grid too. Like, maybe you're plant-based. Maybe you're a carnivore. Is that what it's called? You eat a lot of meat. Maybe you're keto. I don't know. But whatever your values are, you have to know yourself. Self-love. Like, who are you? Accept that, embrace that, and don't bend and shape and mold to what somebody else wants. You know, like, yes, compromise, but know who you are. And do you guys align? That matters, because I've been 1 year into a relationship and we realized that we just have completely different faith systems. Like, I'm over here believing in the universe. They're over here telling me that I have to go to church 3 times to be saved. And if you're not in this church, you're not saved. Like, I've been in that type of situation. I've been deep in a relationship with somebody and I'm thinking that it's just me and them. And he's like, oh no, I have like 3 other girlfriends over here. And I'm like, so know what your values are. This includes communication. This includes honesty, transparency. If your values don't align, do not be in a relationship. Someone liking you is not enough to be in a relationship. You want to discuss, like, what do relationships outside of me and you look like? I remember I was dating this guy and he had a girl as his best friend and they were so tight. And at first I thought, okay, I'm a girl, like, it's cool. Like, we got along with each other. We actually all knew each other from growing up. But as we got more into the relationship, I started to feel something just fell off, you know? And so people could say it's jealousy, insecurity, which is what he tried to tell me. But I remember one time we were all at this, we had all taken this trip out of town and I couldn't find him for the longest time. And then him and his best friend come walking through the door. They were just like, they went off on their own for like an hour to go smoke a blunt in the car. And I was just like, I wasn't cool with it. And so you want to know, like, you know how ladies, we can date someone who's like a mama's boy or whatever, which I actually love when a man is really close to his mom, because that's how a man treats his mother is how he will treat you. That's my personal belief, but these are you want to know ahead of time before you get into a relationship with somebody. What do their other relationships in their life look like? Are you cool with it? If you're not, it's okay. It's no shade. It's about setting up yourself for success. Like, so that we don't have to break up and go through all the boohoo and all that. No, like, if you discuss these things and think about these things before just letting your hormones take over, or, oh, are they like me, I like them, like, that's why I want to make this. Like, someone liking you and you liking somebody, that's not enough for a relationship. Am I lying? No. Are they a player? Do they just want sex? They might slide in your DMs. They might sweet talk you. They might say you're so beautiful. They might say, I've been looking for a woman just like you all my life. But are they saying that to everybody? Are they saying that to all types of women? Like, or whatever? Like, who is this person? So you want to just take your time, and it comes back to like I was saying in the beginning, we all want to be loved, and we need that from one another. We crave connection. So someone showing you some love, you might think like, okay, we can make this work against all odds. But when you think about some of these things I'm saying, it's gonna just protect you. Self-love. Were they happy in their life before they met you? This is a really big thing. In today's world, a lot of people think a relationship is gonna save them in some way. Oh, when I met you, my whole life changed for the better. Like, there's truth in that, but you wanna be aware of being codependent. You do not want to be the source of someone's happiness. Like, that's extremely dangerous. And so, were they happy in their life before they met you? Or are you coming along as some type of saving grace? And it's just a very tricky situation to be in, for you to be the source of someone else's happiness, or for them to be the source of your happiness. So self-love is about getting to equilibrium in your own life and managing your own emotions and energy and loving yourself, accepting yourself. And if somebody comes into your life, they're adding to it. They're not the source of your happiness. You're not the source of theirs. You add happiness to each other's lives, but you're not the source of it. One time I was dating this guy, and I recognized that, wow, his life was super hectic. Like, before I came into his life, and then now I'm seeing it for myself. Like, your life is super crazy and chaotic. Take your time to get to know someone. Don't just rush into a relationship. One of the last things I want to make you aware of, okay, red flag, I guess. Are they karmically connected to anyone else? Like, before you entered the picture. None of us are perfect. We all have traumas, wounds, cycles that we have to break in our life. But if they are already dealing with some type of situation in their life that's causing them pain, and that's like swaying them, if they have someone in their life, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner or an ex, someone they're having sex with. Maybe they didn't have sex with them, but it could still be a character, a soul, a person, somebody in their life, a boss. It could be just somebody who has this presence, this hold on them, who's pulling them with their strings emotionally. And this is going to interfere in your life and in your relationship. It could break it up and just create more pain. You don't want to be dragged into that. And so make sure that they're in a pure energy, that they've cleansed themselves. If we work on cleansing ourselves, if you're on this video, that means you're about self-love. That means you're about some type of spiritual mindset, okay? And you're working to better yourself. I'm working to better myself. We're doing this work on ourselves, this inner work, this healing. So why should we be with someone who's not? Like, you should also be with somebody who's mindful of their energy, cleanses themselves, doesn't have any karmic ties. This is a way that you're going to show yourself respect, love, protection. Energy is contagious. And so make sure they've cut karmic ties. It's about communication. It's about honesty. Someone liking you is not enough to get into a relationship. 2 more things. Do their words and actions match? And do they lie? If they lie to someone else, then they will lie to you. Oh my gosh, this was kind of a dark video. I know, kind of a downer, I know. But hey, This essentially is going to protect you. These are just some of the things I've been through, and drop me a comment. Let me know how you know someone's right for you. I'm sending you so much love, so much power, so much healing on your journey. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.